So regardless if people don't like it, that's not a problem. Do you see me with girls? I don't live with girls every time. So I don't know if they don't like me. They won't like me.
You forgot that. Right. You know that as it has have immunity. So long as immunity not follow for this is my sister, that is you first tell them no.
Welcome to Imisi's therapy session. Anyways, don't mind me, I'm just joking. So Kayikumi decided to take his problem to Imisi, telling Imisi that at this point he's tired. The way Isabella talks at him in a very arrogant way, and Imisi was just trying to tell him to calm down. He now mentioned, but he said something. There was a reply Imisi gave Kaikumi that I actually love. So Kaikumi was complaining on how Isabella knows so well that the housemates hates her, yet she won't behave well to just sit like him. Like he's trying to insinuate that he's the only one that likes Isabella in the house, that the rest of the housemate does not like her due to her character, and yet she won't even be nice to him. But Timisi said, "No, don't say that. That even her that is Imisi, do you think the housemate likes her? That even if the housemate doesn't like her, their opinion does not matter. What counts is the both of you. As long as you like her, you need to calm down and work things out." And Kaikumi mentioned of how Isabella ate food. They didn't even eat together. And when Isabella was done, Isabella called him to take her plate and go and wash, saying, "Can you imagine that?" Meanwhile, this is the same Kayikumi that Victory begged to help out with washing the plates that the whole house used in eating. And he didn't find that offensive. He actually kind of liked it that he was uh, rendering a helping hand in making sure the house is kept cool. Well, I'm glad Imisi told Kayikumi that the only reason you will be ranting this way is if you do not have genuine love for Isabella. That if you have genuine love for her, you'll stop complaining and then go have a conversation with her. Communicate well in a sweet, calm way. And Kaikumi was still insisting that he has done all of that. But Missy said, "No, there is no perfect person. You think a good girl will just fall from heaven, that the both of you need to work on yourself. You work on yourself, she work on herself, and then the both of you have to say, oh, this is what we want, and then work towards it." Emisi told Kaikumi to go and apologize to Isabella, that unless maybe he does not want Isabella again, but if he does, he should just go and apologize. They should be vulnerable to each other. She as well should give her time, gradually. And Kayikumi said no. At this point, that he's beginning to sound like a broken record, always, all the time. They just reconciled the other day. Now, everything is back to scattered again. Well, Kayikumi asked Imisi to go talk to Isabella, saying, "Have you even talked to her? Have you advised her?" And Imisi said, "No, the only thing I can do for you is I will go meet her and tell her, please, if Kayikumi calls you, please answer, and the both of you should sit down and talk. Not me going to talk to her. No, you will be the one to do it. And do it in a calm way. Do it in a lovely way. Do it in a sweet way. Kayikumi also pointed out to Imisi that there is something Isabella does constantly that he does not like. That Isabella knows quite alright he is friends with Thelma, but every time Isabella will find a way to get into trouble with Thelma, knowing fully well Thelma is a friend. And Imisi said, "Hold on. See, if I'm dating someone and then my boyfriend gets into trouble with another person, that other person is definitely and immediately and instantly my enemy." But Kaikumi said no, he does not inherit enemies. He won't even do that. If that is what Isabella wants, then he's done. Then he will quit. But Missy said, "No, calm down. Calm down. This is not how it's done. I'm going to talk to her now. Once she come out, talk to her in a sweet and calm way." Let's digress a little. So speaking of Thelma actually made a statement that I don't know what to use, and what I'll say, I don't know, but that's not jealousy because her team actually won that admin task. But Thelma said that housemates who are yet to cook in the house should endeavor to do that tomorrow or next. They should try and host their fellow housemates. They should try and cook just like how others have been cooking for them. That is always surprising during task. People that who do not cook in the house will come out to cook, and you see quite already that these people can cook. I don't know who she was trying to refer to, because had it been her team didn't win that task, I would say it's coming from a place of envy. But that means maybe she has had enough, like, oh, there are people that are good to cook in the house, but if it is for sponsor task and all of that, you will come out. It's a valid point though. Now let's go back to Kayikumi and his family problem. Tracy, who happens to also be in the garden, is dropping, or rather heard Imisi talking with Kayikumi. Asked Kayikumi what is really the problem, what is going on. And Kayikumi said all this started because he did not sleep on Isabella's bed, or in Isabella's bed. That day before yesterday, he actually slept with Isabella after their reunion. But the next day, that's yesterday night, he decided to sleep downstairs. And number one, he wanted to just, be left alone. He wanted to get in touch with himself. He just wanted to, stay on his own, reflect and all of that. And Isabella got mad, got angry, saying, why didn't you come sleep in my bed? And Tracy now asked Kayikumi, before this, did you inform her that, oh, I will want to, stay alone, sleep alone this time around, I want to reflect? And Kayikumi said no, that he didn't have to do that. And then Tracy said that's where the problem is. You have to communicate, not just straight to the action. Since you have Isabella in your life and in this house, for everything you want to do, you got to have, oh, this the next move, this is that. Well, Kayikumi cut Tracy short, saying no, you do not know Isabella. That he has tried as many times as possible to keep Isabella updated, but what does he get in return? Isabella with that shout at him in front of every other person, embarrass him. That Isabella is not just rude, she lacks emotional intelligence. And Tracy then asked Kayikumi, have you sat her down to actually discuss this with her, telling her, see, you lack emotional intelligence, you're rude, you're arrogant, I do not like the way you talk to me, that you have to do all of this? And have you asked her why? And Kayikumi said yes, there was a day he tried to have that conversation with Isabella, but Isabella couldn't even sit down to have a proper conversation with him, that she kept making excuses on why she's busy and can't have that discussion at that moment. Well, after that, Mensan came to meet Kayikumi, asking Kayikumi what the problem was. He then told Kayikumi that, he has been keeping this away from you because he was looking for the suitable time to tell you, and he didn't want to make such statements in front of Isabella as not to make her feel all over the moon or make her head swell, like we will say in Nigeria. Mensan told Kayikumi that you know that you fucked up. That in this season, assistant head of house do not come with immunity or any safe or anything. So that the only thing that assistant head of house does is just to be a guest over there, eat, drink, sleep. That since you knew immunity wasn't involved, why did you accept that role? Why not just say, oh, thank you, but I'll let this pass? That honestly, you fucked up, and that you knew there was this fracas going on between Isabella and Thelma before all of that, yet you went there and accepted and boldly accepted that. You know quite already that Isabella likes you. That if you don't know, he's telling you now that Isabella likes you, and at that you should behave yourself. Oh. Now, in fact, let him tell you that him and some other housemates, girls, guys that are single, moving on, say they will be scattering people's sheep. So you better guide this your girlfriend, that any of them feel put body. So if you know you actually like her, you have to, go make up, talk to her in a nice way. And Mensan now told Kayikumi that you talk in a bossy way. That when they entered this house initially, he misunderstood it. He didn't just know that this was you. You were talking anyhow. You would tell people to get out, You were bossy, you were behaving as if this was your dad's house. But it took him time to now realize, oh, this is how you talk. Say, but when you go and meet Isabella, please do not talk in this way. Do not talk like you're talking to your fellow guys. Okay? Just calm down and speak to her in a very calm and lovely way. Well, it may seem as though Mensa's advice did what it was supposed to do, because after that, Kayikumi and Isabella actually sat down to talk. But we'll find out how that went in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will see you in my very next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
I feel like you should communicate. You should let her know. No, I will not call her you. You will go and call her yourself.